Hey everybody, we are here at Dove Christian Supply tonight. And if you haven't ever joined us, my name is Donna, and we have a special guest tonight. Senator Katie Britt has been with us, signing copies of her brand new book. It came out last month called "God Calls Us to Do Hard Things," and I think we've had a great night.
Oh, it's been a wonderful night, and if you weren't here, you missed out. I loved having an opportunity to meet so many people. I am so proud to be from the Wiregrass and to have written this book about so many of the values that I learned here in the Wiregrass.
That's why I kind of have a few questions. I got a few questions. I'm prepared. I'm going to try not to take too much time.
All right, let's do it.
So hopefully everybody will be joining us, and if not, we're going to post it on the replay so they can watch it for eternity.
You're going to have to teach me how to do it. I mean, I'm learning stuff.
I mean, I'm kind of professional.
I think you are. I feel good about it.
So, okay, first question. What inspired you to write God Calls Us to Do Hard Things, and how do you hope it's going to impact whoever reads it?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Donna, they came to me after I had won the runoff in the primary and said, will you write a book about this campaign and this, because it was, fairly contentious. And I was like, on the list of things I will not be doing, let's put that one at the top. And then I had another after the general approach and just say, you'll be the youngest Republican female ever elected to the U.S. Senate.
I didn't realize that, to be honest.
I know, right? It's what in the world? Yeah. The first woman elected from Alabama, and then I am the only Republican female in the U.S. Senate with school-age kids. Oh, wow. And so they said, why don't you write a book about that? And I said, okay.
So Alabama is actually leading in something.
we are.
I mean, they give us a bad rap, but
I believe we are the best, no doubt. But I said to them, guys, I don't know if you've seen, but I have like literally 12 Twitter followers, right? And so I don't know who you think is going to buy this book. But all joking aside, I said thanks, but no thanks. And then they came back in January, February, and this was after I had spoken. It was one of my maiden visits as a new United States Senator, had been sworn in. I had gone to the border. We had done a couple of things, but this was I spoke to a middle school, and as I walked in and spoke to them, and we posted about it. I talked to them about some of the failures I've had in life, and I have had quite a few, and talked about some of the things I wish I had done differently, or lessons that I learned. Did you?
I read those chapters. Really good.
That's what someone said. Not many people just tell you. I'm like, just went right on in there. And so they said, what if you do that? We know that you love speaking. I have an opportunity to speak at Girls State and Boys State and at schools and to youth groups. And they said, what if you wrote those things down for the next generation? And I thought, writing down the values, because right now, if you look at this nation, we have seen that we have got to do better in teaching the next generation not only who they are, but whose they are. And to just embrace the values of faith, family, and freedom. And so being able to write that, I am hopeful that it will help somebody out there.
That's what I love. I mean, as I was reading through, I'm only about 3/4 of the way through.
Okay.
But I've loved the parts where you've woven scripture through it, and your faith is evidence, and it's like, I could hear my mom and dad saying some of the same things because we grew up down here. We know that, and it's like, and I hope I've instilled that in my kids.
That's right. So, that is it. That is it. So I'm hoping it'll encourage somebody out there, a kid, a college kid, or someone who wants to spark a new lease on life, to do more, to be more, and to remember to keep their eyes on the Lord, and allow Him and the Word to light their path.
All right. So, can you share a particularly impactful or challenging moment from your life that influenced some of those things in your book? Maybe one story or one lesson that stands out the most.
Yeah, so, there's there's probably a number of things. One is the way you treat people matters, right? And so we see that obviously all throughout Scripture and in Matthew and other, just kind of even the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. They have. And truly, everything goes full circle, and we have an opportunity to shine God's light and in the way that we act and the way that we treat people, and even the smallest interaction, I have found can make the biggest difference when you don't think so. So I am a big believer that you should treat
others the way you want to be treated.
And it doesn't, everyone from, some people try to, I want someone who treats a CEO they meet the exact same way they treat the gentleman who's able to change the light bulbs. I mean, just knowing that the dignity in each and every person, and that we are all made in God's image, is probably that. And then also, I would say, the Lord has shown me that listen, life is going to knock you down.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? That is a fact. That is a fact.
Yes,
life
definitely.
is going to knock
Yes.
you down. And
Yes.
I think it is incumbent on each and every one of us to be honest about how we got there. And so in the book, I do talk about some of those things and like reflection. I think it's easy to kind of blame other people or other things. And so I think thinking about like, okay, what could I have done differently?
Control what you can control.
Yes.
Leave the rest to God.
Yes. And
So
I talk about that. I talk about a number of failures I had, particularly when I went to school at the University of Alabama, and I just literally, everything I tried, I failed. I mean,
I read that chapter.
Did you?
I read that
Okay.
chapter, yes.
Okay.
I'm like,
And so-
girl, gotta get, we're one of them.
I mean, you gotta find something. I just wanted to be a part of something,
Yeah.
right? So I think, standing back up, but being honest about that, letting God use those things, because knowing that we're each called for a purpose and for His purpose, and everyone's is different, right?
Yeah.
So I think some of those stories that I shared, and then probably.
I mean, my favorite.
Come on with it.
Okay, what I was just reading, I was like, oh, this is nice, and then when you said that I think it was your daughter said, you're like, I don't know if I need to run or should I run. She's like, well, Mama, doesn't God call us to do hard things?
Yes.
I mean, my children, when they were like little bitty babes going through stuff, like out of the mouth, I'm like, God.
Yes, exactly. Well, okay, so what Donna is talking about is we were praying about whether even to run for the U.S. Senate. And so I had prayed for my husband's heart and mind to just guide us in the conversation. And he kept, saying, no, we need to do this. And I thought for sure that he would be like, we're not doing this.
Right.
Yeah, wait a second. So I'm praying for my children because honestly, as a mama, the thought of having to be away from them several days a week and it just tugged on my heartstrings, and I thought surely this isn't. And so prayed for my kids, and my son set me down first, and he said, Mama, he said, you got to do this. But he asked me first, he goes, Mama, may I speak with you privately? And
we got to have a family talk right now.
Exactly. When people do, you're kind of, I thought like, whoa, am I in trouble here? And he stood up, and I sit down, and he was like, Mom, you got to do this. And he said, first, I want people to know about your faith. He said, Mama, I want people to know how much you love Jesus.
How old is he?
At the time, he was 10, about to be 11. I mean, he said, I want people to know how much you love Jesus. And he was like, next, he said, I want you to talk about being a mama. He said, I want people to know what a good mama you are. He was like, then your work ethic. He goes, Mama, nobody works harder. And he said, then I want them to know where you came from and how that affected your life. And as you well know, I'm real proud to be from the Wiregrass. And then he said, this is the funny part, he goes, they definitely need to know your passion for small business. And so both of my parents are small business owners. I obviously am very passionate about it. And it was funny that he has picked up on that in his life. But then my daughter, so I continued to pray, that was obviously an answer to prayer, but continued to pray for my daughter. And just thought, she's such a critical age, and the thought of like not being able to braid her hair before school was just something that tugged on my heartstrings too. I joke that the good Lord has worked that out because she is now a freshman in high school and would not dare let me braid her hair before school. Do you know how? Yep, not happening.
Don't have girls, but thank goodness.
Not happening.
God knew.
That's right. But she set me down about a week and a half later, and she just very bluntly and directly said, Mom, you've got to run. And without telling her all of the challenges that were in front of us in running, I had an opponent that was polling above 60%. I was polling at 2%. And for those of you who don't know anything about polling, let me explain. You put your name on the ballot and you get to 4. So the fact that I could only get to 2 was really quite remarkable, but not in a way that inspired confidence.
Didn't look good.
Didn't look good. Didn't look good. And my husband and I were both going to have to resign from our jobs. And people said there is no way that a 39-year-old female can win this race in Alabama. And so without telling her all of those things, that statistically this is impossible, blah, blah, all of these, I just said, baby, it is a really hard thing. And without hesitation, she looked directly back at me and she said, well, Mama, doesn't God call you to do hard things?
Oh, all the time.
And
on the daily, it seems.
My husband and I knew in that very moment that we were never promised any type of result, but we knew that the Lord was calling us to be in the arena. And so taking that leap of faith, and the right afterwards she said, and just ask him, Mom, and he will walk with you.
Right.
And so just reminding people that, take that leap of faith, that he will walk with us. Everyone's arena is different. I mean, and I think that's what makes us all unique, and we follow the purpose he has for us. But I hope that this book will encourage people to step out, because we need you. Yeah. We need you. We need you.
Yes.
No, in every corner of the state and every corner of the community, we need good people who keep their eyes on the Lord, and who love this nation, and who love their family, and want the next generation to be able to achieve the American dream and preserve the values that make this country so great. We need you.
Yeah.
So,
okay. So I think you've kind of answered this question here. It says, in your journey, what role has faith played in overcoming the obstacles and embracing the call to do hard things?
Yes. Well, everything.
I mean,
everything.
I think it's pretty evident, because that's what really I really liked about your book, is you wove scripture in the chapters with the lessons. I mean, so it's practical, but based on biblical truth. Right. I mean, and that's what I loved about it.
Thank you so
much. I haven't finished it, but that's so far.
Yes, and I think even in hard times, that was one thing too. Even growing up, in every, I am so proud of where I grew up here in the Wiregrass. I am so proud to be from Enterprise, Alabama. I feel like everyone faces challenges, and one of the things when I faced challenges in growing up, just like every kid in every community does, my parents always reminded me, about Romans, and Romans 12:17 through 21. Do not repay evil with evil. And I think facing hard times and facing challenging situations, and asking God to protect your heart in those, and trying to shine His light even when it's difficult, is something
that's probably really the hardest thing sometimes, is to be.
I had no idea how much middle school would prepare me for politics, right?
Oh, good night.
No,
okay.
But I hope that people. I hope there is something in there for everyone.
Making sure we're still on the screen here.
We
keep drifting off around our own conversation.
Okay,
right, one more fun question. Okay. So it's the holiday season. Favorite Christmas movie or Christmas song?
Oh my gosh! Well,
is that the hardest one?
Yeah. Okay. I love Christmas music. I love, I love Christmas movies. It's like my family. We love to just kind of sort of snuggle up and watch.
My favorite is The Miracle on 34th Street. That's my favorite of all time. I love that movie. The old one and the new one. I don't care. The black and white, the color version. I just want to watch it. I haven't watched it this Christmas yet, but it's got to be on the list.
So that is a classic. One thing that reminds me of Christmas and nostalgic for home, my dad, on TBS, they would watch a Christmas Story, plays on loop.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So on Christmas,
watched that already.
On Christmas Day, though, so after everything was over, Dad would fall asleep in the chair watching that. And so now, after we finished with my children and we do all the things, I turn it on because it reminds me of home, and also
is that your vote?
Yeah, that's my vote.
A Christmas Story.
Yeah, and I think it's like this year is like a
Red Ryder BB gun.
Now, absolutely. Now my kids, though, we will watch Elf. We will watch all of the things.
I think that's one of our families.
And then I am the oldest of 4 girls, so like I said, my sisters and my mom, we'll a good Christmas Hallmark movie we're in, right?
I've got hooked on those this Christmas for some reason. Right. I don't know why.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So, and then Home Alone when we were younger, right?
We watched that already.
We could repeat like all of the lines before they even came out.
Wow.
So
but that's all I have.
Well, I am so grateful.
I'm so glad you came.
I am so grateful for the opportunity, and thank you for what you do here, bringing others to know Him, and creating just such an incredible space. If you have not been in here, you have to come in. They've got amazing things. They've got something for everyone.
Yes, we have
so if you're looking for finish your Christmas shopping, I could stay in here for hours, and I know that you could too. And these are the kind of people that you want to support, and you want to make sure that you're here to do this.
So thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Y'all heard it. That was our senator from Alabama, youngest woman senator. First woman senator from Alabama, all the stuff. Just read her book. We've got it here in store. It's on sale for $24.97, by the way. So come on up here. Thanks for watching us live, and we'll see you soon. Y'all have a great night.
You guys.